Alright, what's going on? So in this video, we're going to talk about the banners I'm going to be pulling for, and my pulling plans for what banners I might skip, and just what banners I'm going to pull for. Going straight into this, I want to talk about the new Horn, Stainless and Sail Leech banner. Someone asked me if I'm going to be pulling on this, and someone asked me if it's actually worth pulling on. For me personally, I'm going to probably skip this. In another world, I would maybe pull on this if I wanted two of the units. Personally, I know a lot of people want Horn on this banner, and I get it. Horn's a great unit, fantastic unit. But if you only want Horn and you're not really too sure about the other two, I would probably skip it realistically. We have a 6-star selector coming, so if you are a more spender, you can actually get Horn through that. But personally, I just do not think it's worth pulling on this. I have already got Stainless. Let's say in a world where I actually want Horn and Stainless, or maybe Horn and Sail Leech, I would probably try and go for like 1 6-star on this banner and then just move on. But for me personally, this is a skip. I'm just not interested in this banner, especially if so many good ones coming up. And that moves me on to Ines. Now, Ines banner I'm going to pull for. I'm going to try and get Ines. Now, the thing is, I'm not a free-to-play player, so I'm probably going to have to end up spending if I want to try and get this, because there is also a good banner coming after. But what about Ines? Ines is a unit I actually do low-key want. She's very unique. I know quite a few people are actually excited for her as well. Personally, for me, I think I will actually go for her. I'm kind of reluctant though, because with the 4-year anniversary that CN had with Hol Yak Mesi, I'm just kind of not too sure if I want to do this, but I'm going to probably put on the Ines banner, try and get her, maybe go to 1 6-star if I don't get her at that point. If I get really unlucky and just don't get her after a long period of time, I'm probably just going to have to wait and just maybe one day she'll come back, which she will get a rerun at some point, but it's going to be very far away from now. Now the banner after that I'm definitely going to be pulling on regardless, no matter what, is the Here I Stand banner. So it says Hol Yak Mesi. First of all, I'm a massive fan of Hol Yak Mesi. They look so cool. I love Muelsyse's like way she works, and it could be Muelsyse. I apologize if I'm actually saying it wrong, but the way she works is so much fun. Like, she puts down all these clones, and it's like, it doesn't matter how much deployment limit is, she just keeps pulling them down. I think she's a very fun looking unit. She has a really cool Live 2D art, even though nothing crazy. I'm a massive fan of these two characters. I've heard some people say that they're not like the best, and some people have said they're bad units. I'm not too sure about that, and personally, for me, I don't really care. I'm pulling on it because it is one of those banners where it is worth pulling on regardless, because there are also limited units you can get on this just by off chance. I believe it's Spectre, Nerl, and also Scardy, which you can get. So, you know, for me, technically I already do have Scardy and Spectre, but I'm still going to pull on it regardless because Muelsyse and Hol Yak are just so cool. That's my personal opinion. Next up, we have Joint Operations 10 banner. Now, this is a banner that if I was a player without these units, I would be 1,000,000% pulling on this. And it's almost tempting, mainly because of Golden Glow, but I already have Saga, already have Mudrock, already have Mountain. Like I usually say, unless you want 3 of the units or more, I would personally not pull on it. If you want maybe like 2 of the units, then okay, maybe you should consider it. Think about it. It's like a 50-50 chance at that point. But personally for me, I might try and pull one solely for Golden Glow, but I'm gonna probably buy her from the 6-star selector. So for me personally, I'm probably just going to skip this. Next up, we have the Executor Alter banner now. This is a character that I've heard a lot of contradicting things. Some people have told me, well, he's a good character with his module, or well, he's just not a great character. I'm going to be pulling on him regardless, mainly on my other account now. So my other account is like a male only account, you can expect I'm going to be pulling on this. But on my main account, I will probably try and get him, since I don't really have much interest in the Ean Hall's banner that should be coming after. That could be rearranged, so we'll see. But personally, might try and go for 1 6-star. That's my general gist with most banners. I try and go for 1 6-star. If I don't get it on banners like these, I tend to just move on. But I might try. I'm not like super tempted to go for him because he isn't really anything that screams special to me. I'm going to try and get him, but I'm not going to like spend all my pulls trying to get Executor Alter personally. Next up, we have the greatest banner in Arknights history. Yes, you heard it here. It's Ean Hall's banner. I almost said Ean Hall's Alter. Not yet. But he is a unit that I'm going to probably skip in on my main account. Second account, I might try and pull for him because it's a male only account. Of course, a lot more valuable, but I'm not pulling him on my main. I'm just not interested. He's a unit that is like so weird and gimmicky to use He literally has got his 3rd module now. 3rd module on CN. That should probably show just how crazy they're trying to make him and it just isn't working out. Which moves me on to Typhon. Now talk about Typhon. Typhon is a very strong unit and that's automatically a massive deal for me personally. I think she's going to be fantastic. I've seen what she can do. She can stun enemies, but most importantly she does big damage to heavy enemies. So if you have like a boss approaching with like smaller units that aren't as much of a problem, she will focus on him. Of course, this is something that you do kind of want to make sure you're not hitting other enemies, so you do kind of want to make sure they're split up in a way and the boss is like split up from other enemies, so you're not attacking just a load of random enemies. You want to focus on the boss and do big damage to the boss. But regardless, I'm pulling this banner. She looks amazing. I love her design. She's also drawn by the same artist that did Kyobe, and Integrate Strategies 4 I believe will have her skin as a reward once you reach that point where we get like the Mizuki skin and also the Phantom skin, so something worth taking into account. Must pull for me, gonna go for it regardless. Next up we have Dorothy rerun. I mean, I already have Dorothy. Dorothy's a fun unit, I like her mines. They're quite different because most operators don't actually have stuff to like put down, so I do think she's quite unique in that sense. For me personally, I'm gonna skip because I already have her. Would I pull for her if I didn't have her? I maybe would try, but with the next upcoming banner, I'm still gonna skip this regardless, which does move me onto the Eyjafjalla and Swire banner. Now this, first of all, the legend points out, Eyjafjalla looks absolutely broken. She looks absolutely insane. People might disagree with me, but the fact she can heal so much elemental damage and just do so much, I think she's going to be absolutely insane. I personally am not actually a massive fan of Eyjafjalla's design, but I'm going to pull this banner mainly because she is such a good unit and Swire is such a cool unit. I love Swire's design, probably my most favorite unit actually coming, but just because I love her design. She is unfortunately a merchant, so she will take your DP when she's placed down. I'm not a massive fan of merchants. Merchants are kind of annoying to use. I know that they're obviously very useful. A lot of them, like Jay, in integrate strategies, just drop him down, heals up, can do good damage. But I'm just not a massive fan of merchants. But regardless, I'm going to get Swire and Eyjafjalla if I can. Now, of course, these banners are also worth pulling on because, you know, you can get Chen Alter and you can also get Gabriel Alter. Even though they are lower chance, this is the banner you can get them on and you can spark them on there. For me, that's no value because I already have Chen Alter and Gabriel Alter, but this is a banner I'm going to be pulling on. Listen, I'm in love with this banner. I really want Swire. And Eyjafjalla looks really good. Eyjafjalla is like the unit I'm going to build, and Swire is the unit I'm going to just put on my home screen. Alright, next up we have the Joint Operation 11 banner. Now, this is actually a very interesting banner. I've actually not looked at this one properly. This has Mlanar, Penance, Lee, and Posey. First of all, I'm not going to be pulling on this mainly because I already have Posey and Lee. Wait, I actually don't have Mlanar. Oh, okay. Me personally, I actually would love Penance and Mlanar. Penance and Mlanar are like two of my favorite units in the game I don't actually have. Penance being able to take a lot of damage and just being able to tank a lot. And Mlanar, of course, being an absolute beast. He's like Silver Ash, but he's just a lot cooler for me. I actually prefer him over Silver Ash. But personally, I actually might try and pull on this. Just straight up. This has two units I want, so it's kind of a debatable thing. Of course, like I said before, if I only wanted like one of the units, it's just not worth pulling on. The chance would be too low, but two, you know, it's debatable. I'm probably going to try and go for 1 6-star, maybe even 2 if I'm absolutely desperate, because I really do want Penance and Mlanar. But we'll see down the line. Maybe I'll get one of them off banner like I did on my previous accounts. But moving on to the next banner, which I think is probably one that I know a lot of people are excited about. I've seen some people complain about Executor Alter though, so Executor Alter is the next banner. First of all, the 5-star Almond, I actually low-key like. I don't know what it is. I'm probably going to just try and get 5-star first of all, but Executor Alter is a unit that I'm going to pull for, but I'm not actually that excited about. I don't really think there's much to her that makes me like go, wow, what a cool unit. I'm not a massive fan of her design, but I'm going to probably try and maybe go 1 6-star on this banner. Let me know what you guys think about Executor Alter, because personally, I'm actually not too sure. I think she's a cool looking unit, but then again, I feel like they're just cooler units in the game. Like, there's just something that just doesn't stick out to me that's really that fun and exciting with her. I believe she's a defender, which is also quite interesting, and she has like a gun that she just shoots constantly. I'm not a massive fan. I'm probably going to skip, but like I said, maybe go 1 6-star just because I can afford to do that, but in general, I'm probably going to skip this banner. Next up, we have the front that was free banner. So this has Horn, Stainless, and Ines. Now, this is a more interesting banner. These are the kind of banners that I've actually not paid that much attention to since they've only just released with like information. For me personally, like if I don't have Horn and Ines by this point, I will probably pull for this. But at the same time, if I do get Ines, I'm not going to pull on this solely because of Horn, because 2 to 1, I just don't really see this being worth it for me. I feel like these type of banners, even though like very tempting like Horn, I just don't really see myself pulling. Of course, like I said, if I don't have Ines though, I will try and get at least Ines or Horn. That'll be my goal. But if I do get Ines, this is going to be a skip for me regardless. I know a lot of people on Horn, so they're probably pulling on the previous banner. So if you do have Horn and you're not too sure about this banner, I'd probably skip it at that point. Now moving on to the final banner that we have coming. This is a bit of a more interesting one. I believe the guy's name is Hoederer. I'm not going to go search this up because we don't have much information on him, but basically this character is a 6-star crusher, I believe. And I'm just going to say now, I do not care if he's bad, if he's good, if he's the most broken unit, the worst unit in the game. I'm going to pull for him. He looks cool. My male only account, of course, he's going to be on the male only account. I think he's probably one of the coolest units in the game. Kind of comes with Ines and W in terms of story. I know they all pair up in some way in the story, which is kind of pretty cool, but they're not going to be on the banner on the prep stat. Ines and W are not on this banner, but they kind of pair up with the story. But he's a cool character, and he seems to stun enemies from what we've seen. Not much of the details at the moment, but I will be pulling on this solely because he is such a cool looking unit. I am a sucker for cool units, and that's just straight up reality. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. If you did find this video helpful in any way, or you did actually find it interesting what I've actually picked, go ahead and drop a like on the video. It helps out my channel so much, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. It helps out the channel very, very much. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you next one, and most importantly, adios.